Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet, welcome back to the Grow Show. Coach Kyle here, hanging out with you. Man, went from Baton Rouge to New York yesterday to Houston, Texas today. We're just out here dropping wisdom nuggets like Chick-fil-A on the people. Guys, thanks for being here this morning. Look forward to today's episode. Here's the thing. This week we've had a theme. If you've been playing along at home, this theme is called, I trust you got that right. It was clarity over chaos. So we're going to continue with the third episode in this series today with clarity over chaos. This one I call clarity in action. Clarity in action. And we touched on it a bit in the first one. And now we're going to kind of explore that and go a little deeper in it and get you out on your way this Thursday morning. So here's the thing, man, clarity in action. A lot of people think, myself included, sometimes that when we're busy, we're productive. And that's not always the case, right? More often than not, almost every time, we're productive if we're precise, if we have an exact thing that we're doing, if we're clear on the action that we're taking. Like we talked about before many times, the 80-20 principle, right? If we're precise in the 20%, that gives us the 80% of the results that we're looking for. Like we live in a world of multitasking. Yes or yes, right? This world is constant motion. Everyone's constantly doing things. If I go and pull up a lot of people's internet browser, there's 27 tabs sometimes because their just mind is put all over the place. But real results don't come from doing more things, they come from doing the right thing with ruthless focus. Let me say that again. Real results don't come from doing more things, they come from doing the right thing with ruthless focus. Are we taking the time to understand what the right thing is, and then are we tackling it with ruthless focus? It's that simple, and yet it's that hard. And a lot of us will miss that from time to time because we get caught up in the whirlwind. I get it. Been there, got the t shirt. Sometimes I'm caught up in the whirlwind as well. Guys, let me ask you something. And this is something that hit my mind yesterday. At the end of your day, do you feel accomplished or do you feel tired? At the end of your day, do you feel accomplished or do you just feel tired? Because there's a difference. There's a difference between being busy and being effective. And most people are just addicted to busy. We are. Why? Because it makes us feel like we're getting stuff done a lot of times, even though we're not. We're addicted to the motion because we think that we're moving the ball forward. And unfortunately, we're probably just walking around the ball. We've been sold a lie. We've been sold a lie. The lie is that multitasking is a skill. I've said this myself proudly. Oh, I'm a great multitasker. It's one of my strengths. It's not. Multitasking is just mismanagement dressed up as work ethic. Multitasking is just mismanagement dressed up as work ethic. It's the myth of multitasking. You've heard Gary Keller talk about this, Jay Papasan. You've seen this show up in a lot of different places. Quantum leap, the one thing, science backs it up. That's why. It's because it isn't a theory anymore. Science actually backs it up. Your brain doesn't multitask. Check this out. Your brain doesn't multitask. It actually switches rapidly and poorly. Every time we bounce from task to task, we're burning mental energy, focus, and time. There's a cost to switching, and it's killing our momentum. If you've been around the block or on this earth for any amount of time, you've probably heard the old ancient proverb, if you chase two rabbits, you're going to catch none. If you chase two rabbits, you're going to catch none. Guys, the real talk is this: you're not overwhelmed because you have too much to do, you're overwhelmed because you refuse to prioritize. I fall into this trap myself. I take on more projects and different things. And sometimes I find myself spread too thin and I'm just doing a bunch of stuff mediocre, or I'm starting and stopping and not finishing a project. That's a problem. That's not productivity. It's called self sabotage. Ouch. I just hurt my own feelings with that one. It's not productivity, it's self sabotage. Why does clarity in action win? There's something that almost every high performer knows. They don't do more, they do less better. We talk about this in the bold room with this new Gary Keller Onward Bold, doing less better. In fact, a lot of times doing better doesn't come from addition, it comes from subtraction. It comes from narrowing your focus down to one thing. And you heard me talk about this on episode one. What's the one thing that you can do to drastically improve your business? Not the five things, not the 10 things. What's the one thing? What is it? Did you start? Because now it's Thursday and we talked about this on Tuesday. Did you start? Did you identify that one thing and did you tackle it Tuesday? Did you tackle it Wednesday? If not, what's stopping you? Is it because you're still believing the lie? Here's your wake up call if you didn't get the first one. Guys, high performers, they know what to do to move the needle forward. They cut the noise and they protect their focus like it's their paycheck because it is. They protect their focus like it's their paycheck because it is. Distraction is expensive and yet focus pays. How do we do this, guys? We've got to get faster at execution. When we're faster at execution, or how do we get faster at execution? It goes back to the theme we're talking about. When we're crystal clear on the things that we're supposed to do, it makes that decision making process easier. A lot of times we spend too much time thinking of the thing to do and then the other thing and then the other thing that I could do instead of just executing. When we execute, when we get the reps in, it usually leads to higher quality work. If we're putting out higher quality work, that means we're being more effective. Guess what that leads to? Less burnout. Come on, somebody. More measurable results. This isn't rocket science I'm giving you, and yet a lot of us step over these dollars chasing dimes that don't actually do anything. Again, we go home at the end of the day sometimes, and instead of feeling productive or accomplished, we just feel tired. Are you going to change that narrative? Are you going to commit to getting clear on the thing we're supposed to do? And it doesn't have to be this 12-hour workday. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that you can get more done in an hour than you've probably been doing in 4 or 5 with unclear focus. So let's get tactical. Let's think about this. How do we break free from this? Let's talk about a power hour. Let's talk about a 1-hour power focus method. Number 1, pick one outcome. We're starting with the end in mind. You see how this is different? Pick one outcome, not a task list, an outcome. For example, I am going to book 2 appointments. I am going to write this offer. I'm going to finish a chapter in my book. I am going to do X. I'm going to do Y. I'm going to follow up with 10 leads right now. There is a defined end. There's a defined goal that you are going to accomplish. Begin with the end in mind is step 1. Pick one outcome. Step 2 is eliminate distractions. Here's an idea. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Shut down the extra tabs. Why don't you tell people that you're going to be off the grid for the next 60 minutes? If you work from home, that might be your family. If you work in the office, that might be slapping a do not enter sign on your door. Tape one to your back. Hey, I'm easily distracted. Please don't bother me right now. A lot of times we go to the office to be productive and it has the productivity energy, and yet we get sidetracked being social or too social with the people around us. And the truth of the matter is they're not paying the bills. We are. Guys, if you find yourself getting distracted by your apps on your phone while, let's say, you're lead generating, delete the apps. Delete the apps or put them in a folder that's not easily accessible. We've got to eliminate distractions because we will get distracted. Number three, set up a visible timer. A visible timer. 60 minutes, non-negotiable. This is the power hour. So remember, step one, define your outcome. Step two, eliminate distractions. Step three, setting up a visible timer. There's something about watching time tick down that forces urgency and flow. It makes a deadline, right? And when we have a deadline in our mind, we tend to move appropriately to serve that deadline. We say it all the time, all work fills the time allowed. But when you're watching that time click off the clock, you show up different. You've heard me use this example too, the vacation energy, right? When you know there's a deadline to leave on your vacation and it's getting closer, by some form of magic, you get more productive. It's the deadline. So number one, remember outcome. Two, distractions, get rid of them. Number three, set up a visual timer. Number four, go all in. Go all in. And I don't necessarily mean my mindset, my energy, I'm all in. I mean, focus just on the one thing. Don't switch. It's no, I did this for 15 minutes. Ooh, I really need to check this email. Or, ooh, my mind went to this thing and I wonder what's going on with that. Let me go check on that. No, 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 no. For this hour, step four, you have to go all in. No context switching, no checking on stuff, full commitment to the one outcome that we set in advance. The final piece of this puzzle, at the end of the hour, I want you to assess what you did. Did I hit the target? If yes, stack momentum. Do it again the next day or do it again that day. If you did not, ask yourself why. And an answer is not, oh, I'm just ADD, or oh, I guess I just get distracted, or oh, this doesn't work. No, no, no. Get tactical, come up with actual reasons why, and then fix them. Get clear, be self aware, and be honest. Guys, do this once a day, and you'll outperform 90% of the people who are stuck in busy work. You'll outperform 90% of the people who are floating in the busyness ocean and not the business ocean. So, what I want you to do after this episode today is I want you to focus on that power hour. Where can you put it in your schedule? Where can you adopt the 5 steps of it to make yourself extremely effective? Guys, look, chaos loves a cluttered calendar. That's why it loves me. It loves a cluttered calendar. It thrives when you convince yourself that being busy is successful, but clarity demands that you slow down, focus, and hit one target at a time. And a lot of times we don't do that because it's counterintuitive. We feel less effective because we're focused on one thing in our mind. The truth of the matter is, when we focus on one thing and get it done and go all in on it and eliminate distractions, we start checking things off the success list. We've got to start switching that mental process. Remember, you're not productive because you're busy. You're productive when you're precise. So today, I ask you, I beg you, be precise. Protect your focus. Pick your target and fire with everything you got. We ain't got time for anything else. Multitasking is noise. Clarity is power. Choose your power today. You deserve it. Your friends deserve it. Your family deserves it. The people on your team deserve it. Lean in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your quick hitter on this Thursday morning. I'm off to go teach the agents in the bold room. Love you. Mean it. See you tomorrow morning, bright and early. Got some great guests tomorrow. I'm excited. Coach Kyle Evans. See you guys tomorrow.